Hello, everybody. Um, this is day 32 of the Stream of Consciousness. Uh, Day 32. Uh, let's get right into action. Yes, let's get right into action. Right into the words. See what I can come up with. I can think of. First word, anxious. Feeling or showing uncomfortable feelings of uncertainty. An anxiousness, an uneasy state of mind, usually over the possibility of an anticipated misfortune or trouble. So thinking of something in the future ahead that's about to be trouble and misfortune, trouble and misfortune. Um, yeah, I always feel anxiety and anxiousness. I feel the anxiousness. I feel the anger, the anxiousness and 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 the anger, the anxiousness. I feel both the anxiousness and the anger, the anxiousness and the anger. But nah, I'm trying to keep it cool. I'm trying to reason things out. I'm trying to stay afloat. I'm trying to stay afloat, not sink, not drown, not paddling, not making loud noises around my other fellow swimmers. Trying to stay afloat. So yeah, but I think I said this from yesterday, from the last Human Consciousness. Most people don't have worries. Uh, Everything is just easy to people. Um, so a lot of people don't really suffer from anxiety. The only anxiousness somebody will have of thinking of a misfortune or a trouble is when they're around when they're around threatening people or threatening creatures or threatening animals. It's the only time you see somebody now in anxiousness. Usually, most people are not in anxiousness over anything normal in society. Uh, Unfortunately, I suffer from anxiousness from normal things in society because I have a lot of anxiousness over whether I might have a misfortune or a trouble in the future, depending from the antecedent I was doing. Um, and yeah, so I do suffer from anxiousness, but it's not just always. It's understanding why I would say anxiousness. If you're talking about an action you have to do, and now your misfortune and your trouble may come from that action not being met as the obligation. That's understanding why you have anxiousness. I don't get anxiousness over a threat. Obviously, if it's a threat that has a higher chance of beating me, yeah, I'm gonna feel an anxiousness. But I'm a man, and I remind myself I'm a man with balls. I'm not gonna show fear. Even if I feel anxiousness, I'm not gonna say afraid. But even if I have some anxiousness, some thought creeping in my head, like uh, he a bodybuilder. He might break my arm in half. Like I'm still not gonna show fear. Um, I'm not gonna show fear. But I may get beat depending on how nice he is that day fighting me. He may let me survive, but I won't back down. Uh, Probably be an easy beat. Pause. Probably easily defeat me. And yeah, this is why life is not funny. This is why life is not funny whatsoever. But anyways, I got off a tangent. As anxious and anxiousness. Um, so yeah, that was just an example. Um, yeah, anxiousness. Next word, any. Being one of a group each. Anyhow, in spite of everything, regardless, anymore, at the present time, anyway, and in spite of everything, anywise, in any way of respect. Alright, so everything's with any. So being one of a group now. Choose anybody. Choose any. Uh, like I said, I have issues, I have problems, I have serious disorders. Um, that should not affect nobody whatsoever. That's not disturbing you. That's not affecting you. It's not about you. Where's the issue here? So that's why I say I have a lot of problems. Um, um, I'll give an example. Uh, I walked to the movie theater and I seen a selection, a variety of flavors at the at the soda fountain machine. I said I could choose any flavor. I said I'm gonna go with the fruit punch high C. I made sure I took a swig of the fruit punch high C. Next word, anyhow, in spite of everything, um, so this is happening. But even with this happening, in spite of everything, um, I was gonna feel kind of down anyhow. Uh, in spite of everything going on in the world, I was gonna feel down anyhow. Hi, Mr. Sir. Um, I was gonna feel low anyhow. So it's no hard feelings here. I was gonna feel down anyhow. I can think. I mean, I'm not the best thinker, or I should say, I'm not the fastest thinker at a rapid pace, but I can think here. I kind of have an understanding. Uh, I just don't have good memories, so I don't remember everything from my past. How I was to how exactly I was feeling and what was going through my mind. But I do remember I was always feeling low, even in my past, and it's been obvious I was feeling low. I think actually lower, well, having more impulsive than now, but it was different thoughts that was triggering the impulsion, the impulse. Uh, One point I thought I was getting killed slowly, so every time I woke up, I ran to the treadmill. Literally midnight, 3 a.m. I ran to the treadmill because the building I was in, the last building I was in, had a gym. I ran to the treadmill and ran in there for days. I felt like I was getting bigger and bigger. I ran to the treadmill to try to work off the miles, work off the calories, and I was pissing me off because I was literally like, yo, how many times I gotta run this treadmill just to burn 1 calorie? Like, so I was literally running to the treadmill, like, and I was sleeping on the bathroom floor, like I was doing weird things. So so, but it was just different. It was different thoughts that was triggering the impulse that was making me do things. Um, but now I'm not too sure what's going on. I have ideas of what may be causing it. Um, but I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure. But I was anyhow, in spite of everything. So in spite of all the chaos, the wars going on, the inflation, the inflation, and then the deflation of the wages, the pay rates. In spite of everything, I will always feel low. I will always feel down. I gotta keep it cool. And I know I'm not the only one. Um, we all gotta keep it cool. Yes, sir. We all gotta keep it cool. Eat that Italian pasta. Uh huh. And it goes to the other side. Make sure make sure we eat that soul food. So it go both sides. Um, this is my way of being me. Like I don't feel like I'm going overboard. I may express a little over than others, but I don't feel like I'm going overboard, above board. Um, so this is me doing me. My stream of consciousness. Um, I don't feel like I'm going extreme anymore how I used to in the past. and musically is the only other besides also the video game. But I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to work on it. I didn't scream today. You know what I did? I did one of my fellow 2K friends I used to play with. He used to rage quit and get off for the day. I'm starting to do. I finish the game off like a G. I finish the game. I don't quit. I don't rage quit instantly. Sometimes I do that. But what I'm doing is I'm done for the day. I'm not getting back on because I'm trying to play in the right with randoms, and that's what I really want to be playing. I don't want to do starting 5 and 1v1s all the time because I want to play with I want to play with different players, and some of those players don't have the highest perimeter defense, and there's no contest, so the contest is not on my side this 2K round. So when I put the arm up, it's still open. I have to be smothering into the player pause to make sure they don't make the shot. So yeah, knowing that, understanding that, when I get on the game, I'm not trying to always do starting 5 1v1. So I go in the right with randoms. They're not playing right, I'm getting off. And I learned that from one of my other fellow 2K members. We don't really play with each other. We still have each other as friends, but we don't really play with each other. But I learned from him, and I'm getting off for the day. Also, I learned from Q, my other friend Q. The other parent I was talking about was Sam, but I learned from Q also. I'm getting off for the day. I'm done for the day. I'm not doing it to myself. When I get to that boiling point, I'm getting off for the day. I'm not doing it to myself. So 2K get that contest system right, then you see me play by myself again, like starting 5 a lot and 1v1s because I could put the arm up and it'd be enough. I could test somebody and make them break a shot. Right now, that contest system is wonky. I can't keep doing that to myself. But yeah, I said that anyhow, in spite of everything, I will always feel low. Next word, anymore. At the present time. At the present time. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to reason things out. I'm trying to have an understanding. I'm trying to put my thinking cap on. My thinking cap. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to put on my thinking cap. I come to realize, and this is something because that's me. Just because that's my way of thinking doesn't mean that's everybody else's way of thinking. And that's what I fail to realize when it comes to this situation. I don't know what I was thinking in the past. Like I don't know what's going. This is why I don't know what's going on. Cause like I had the idea, like I'm looking at different people all around me in the world, and it wasn't triggering me till now. So I don't know what's going on. But I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know why it's triggering me now. So I could have ideas about it, speculation, but I don't have a definite answer for it. But I said that to say at present time anymore. Yeah, at present time, I don't know what just changed anymore. Yeah, I think I do know what's changed anymore. Um, but that's me. That is me. Um, but I know it affects others also. But uh, yeah, I know it affects others. Y'all some good actors, man. Y'all some really good actors. I gotta tip my hat off to y'all. Y'all some good actors. I mean, y'all some good actors. Um, I don't know who I'm referring when I say this. Y'all some good. I'm not calling people fake. I'm calling people some good actors. Niggas be getting defeated. Niggas be taking niggas women. y'all, y'all some good actors, man. I gotta tip my head off to y'all, man. I gotta give you some props. Y'all be like smiling at people's faces. I can't do that smiling shit no more. I can't even smile. I can't even hit a smile no more. Like I be smiling, but I'm like, yeah, I quick smile, quick glance, I'm going right back to my serious face. Like, that's some good actors, man. I know that shit. I know I'm not the only one. That shit be like, that shit just be scratching at somebody internal. Like, no, I'm not interior, like scratching the interior of somebody. Like, I know I'm not the only one. For sure, I'm not the only one. So that's what's kind of calming me. So when I see at the present time, um, that's what's kind of when I put my thinking cap on, I'm looking around like I know that's like I know he got to feel some type of nerve struck. I know he has to, I know he has to feel that nerve struck. I know he has to feel that nerve struck. Um, so I know I'm not the only one. But yeah. It's the difference is people are better actors than others. That's what it is. Um, Many people are better actors than others. Me, I was never an actor. When I was growing up, I was literally happy. I had a happy adolescent to young age. I was literally happy. That's why I wasn't acting. I was literally happy. That's why I was a good pass. I was never acting. Um, I was behaving, but I was never acting. I wasn't mad when I was young. To be honest, now I'm mad. I'm not acting. Like I'm behaving and I'm trying my best to behave, but I'm letting out the thing in different ways. Never was acting. Um, but I never was acting like when it's this like uh, it's just that was the difference. Growing up, I was happier. Now I'm just mad. Never was an acting thing moment. Now I'm pissed at the world forever, never and never. But you know, I gotta put my, I gotta get on, I gotta get on with the program. Like I gotta get on with the rest of the people. Like I gotta put on the act. Um, so I may come off a little serious. I gotta put on the act. Like that's what I think you comes in. Because it could be a bloody war, a bloody fest, just over anything. So I have an understanding of that. It's just um, like I said, some of just better actors. Um, the next word, anyway, anywise. Uh, in spite of everything, anyway, anywise, in any way of respect. Start over anyway. In spite of everything. Um, I'm still trying to apply the word anyway. I'm still no matter what I'm going through, I'm still trying to apply the work and get them both jobs done anyway. Uh, no matter what, I'm still trying to get to this work. Um, in spite of everything, I'm trying to work. Actually, it's spurring me to try to work because it's actually escaping my mind. Work is an escape to me. It could be a struggle. It could be tedious, or it could be very high pressure. I'm not gonna say high pressure, but it could be low pressuring. But it's an escape for me. It's like I'm going on vacation, literally. Um, I don't know why. Like that's different about me. I told you I have a disorder. It's not orderly. It's not orderly up here. It's not orderly functioning in order up here. So it's a disorder. So when I go to work, that's like my vacation, and when I go home, that's like my hell. Um, yeah, in this high residential building, this is like hell to me. Because I stopped moving, I stopped doing things. I'm literally being more stationary, so it's like a hell to me. Um, and when I go to work, I'm constantly moving, or at least I'm not constantly, but I'm moving way more than when I'm in my building stationary, in my residence, my apartment. Um, So when I go to work, that's like a vacation to me. It's like going to a resort. I'm going to a whole other location, and my mind is escaping. I'm doing things. Yeah. The bosses, the supervisors, they may be a little peevish. They just have high expectations, so they may be a little peevish, kind of petty, slightly. I understand it's dealt with at a high standard. That's what the standard is. The standard is at a high standard. So they want the employees to meet that standard. Um, but so I understand both sides. I don't call them petty, but it kind of be uh, just wanting good results. And if any slight, it could be slight. I don't know the word for it, man, but slightly less understanding and more desiring. Um, yeah, like I said, that was anyway. In spite of everything, always trying to get to the work because it's an escape from my mom. Um, Next word, anywise, in any way of respect. Um, we can go through this faster because I didn't even get through a lot of the words. Um, in any way or respect. Uh, Anywise, any here. Um, uh, I'm trying to think here. Like I said, y'all some good actors, man. Because I'm not the only one this happened to. Wait, I know I'm not. Come on, man. We got billions of people on Earth. This happens to a lot of people. Yeah, some good actors, and some of them people went to jail. Um, but most of y'all some good actors. It's about moving forward, continuing. Um, that's why I said I like to go to work. It's an escape from my mind. I said that because I said anywise. That's like getting into an argument. Somebody's like, you know what? F you. Um, Go with somebody else. That happens all the time. Um, I'm thinking hypothetically, but that's basically uh, what this issue is. Hypothetically, theoretically. Um, yeah, I'm kind of crazy. Kind of crazy for that. I'm kind of crazy for that. Kind of crazy. Um, I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm kind of crazy. Definitely. Definitely. But next word. A1 of the very best kind. Uh, A1 of the very best kind. Excellence. Um, you got levels to this. People love to say that. You got levels to this. You got the A1, you got the B1, got the C1, got the D1, got the E1, got the F1, got the G1, got the H1. You got all types of levels of the very best kind. Next word, apace with great speed. The supervisors and bosses want all employees to work apace to get through the customer's lines. Next word, apart, into parts of the pieces. People mistake my silence as breaking my heart apart. No, 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 no. I'm being silent for a reason. For a reason. I'm being silent for a reason. For a reason, man. Next word, apartment. A room or a set of rooms in a private house or block used as a separate dwelling place. A room or a set of rooms in a private house or a block used as a separate dwelling place. Apartment. I live in an apartment all my life. I moved to a lot of different buildings, but I always lived in an apartment. I do have a house where my family owns it. My family pays for to live in the house in Pennsylvania, but I barely go there anymore because I'm always working. Uh, but yeah, most of my life it's always in apartments. Well, all my life is always in apartments. Next, we're apathetic. Having or showing a lack of interest or concern. Apathy, a lack of emotion or emotional expressiveness. Uh, uh, I don't care if people think me doing this is trying to impress people. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm doing this to practice speaking and practice expanding my horizons and my neural pathways. Uh, trying to stretch the imagination by any inch. Trying to stretch the imagination. Trying to stretch the neural the neuroplasticity in my mental. Um, Trying to expand it by thinking in different ways. So some may be apathetic to the stream of consciousness, but that wasn't to impress people at the end of the day. Like I said, it was to improve myself and actually also air out the frustration by continuing by using continuity in thinking. So that's another reason why I had to air out the frustration by continuity, not by just screaming, but by continuity. Um, so yeah, I don't really care if people are apathetic about this. I really don't care if people are apathetic about this. I really don't care if people are apathetic. Let me stop. But now, a lack of emotion or emotion. It's a lack of emotion. Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting that from people. Nobody really gonna have a lot of expressiveness. We all men here, so we're not gonna show no over expressiveness, over emotion over others. We're gonna have some empathy. Now we're gonna have some apathy. Understand? Understand? Next word, 8. To use someone or something as the model for one's speech, mannerisms, or behavior. What I just did there, I was aping a man from the countryside. I was imitating a man with the mannerisms and the vocal accent from a man from the countryside, from the south. Uh, Next word, aper. A person who adopts the appearance or behavior of another, especially in the obvious way. Copycat. Uh, you could say I learned certain things by being an aper, of others. Um, Whether it's a quick mannerism or whether it's a way of thinking, a rule of thinking, or even certain actions. I've been apers to certain things like that uh, to better help my mental health and physical health. So yeah, I've been an aper in my life, a person who copies appearance or behavior when it works, when it benefits me. Obviously not for money or any gain, but just for my mental health, when it benefits my mental health and physical health, to be honest. Next word, aperture. A place in the surface allowing passage into or through a thing. A hole. Um, a place in the surface allowing passage into or through a thing. Um, you either apt to do things or you're just an aperture. Um, a passage for people to step through and walk all over. Or you're apt to do things, so you're apt, they have to stomach you. They can throw jabs at your abs, but you're apt to do it. So you just stomaching any of the jabs while you continue walking forward. Or people walk through you and you're the aperture, you're the hole. Um, Next word, apex, the highest part of point. Uh, Highest part of point, the height. Uh, People look on top and see people at the apex, at their best, shining, glistening, gleaming, shining like the sun. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get my act on too. I'm gonna get my act on also. I'm a cheer. I'm a cheer for people. Yeah, I'm a cheer. I'm definitely gonna cheer for people, man. Why not? Why would I be a hater? See, that's something I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not a hater. I gotta remind myself that I've never been a hater. Um, it's just I'm airing out frustration sometimes. That's what I'm really doing. When I ever talk foul, I'll go a little left field, little extremely left field. Not really a hater. I'm just airing out frustrations. Never been a hater. Hate is not my blood. Nah. Hate not my blood. Uh, the next word, uh, aphorism. An idea or statement about all of the members of a group or all the instances of a situation. Aphoristic, marked by the use of few words to convey. So aphorism, an idea or statement about all of the members of a group or all the instances of a situation. This is stereotype, generalization, um, stigmas, stigma, stigmatization. I think that's the word. How you pronounce it? Aphorism. So now that's an aphorism. I was going through this today in my head. Many have aphorisms about all. Um, um, I'm being an advocate for my seconds. Um, we need to add millions so when I walk across the sidewalk, I see already somebody as my fellow second doing this thing. So I'm not too sure around the 50 states in the world where my seconds at. I don't see everybody every time. Um, so yeah, and people have aphorisms directed at me. Um, and it's understanding, but he's gone. I'm gone. And that defeats the aphorism. I got no help. Uh, I'm about to struggle. I'm already feeling the struggle before I even hit the ground. Um, he's struggling right now, sort of. He's mad. He's controlling himself. Um, he's struggling just to live. Um, or should I say, he's struggling just to live happy. He's struggling just to live with a good mental health. He's struggling just to live with a good mental health. Um, that's exactly what it is. A good mental health, not a bad mental health, or a toxic mental health, or a negative mental health. He's living with a bad. He's living without a good mental health. Struggling to get a good mental health, but it's just to maintain a good mental health. Um, so I'm defeating a lot of the aphorisms there. He's trying to work. He's applying. Trying to do it on his own. And If he's gone, it's a win-win. I mean, I'm gone, so that's not a win-win. It's a win-win. But nobody's gonna write this down in history. This is all in the present anyway. So, but any slight good feeling boost, any good feeling of a boost, my mind is like, yeah, trying to get some type of dopamine reward here. So yeah, so for the time being, the present is not gonna go down in history. Not gonna be icon, not gonna be noteworthy and notorious. So it's not gonna be written down in history for years later to read about me. But for the present, people will understand. Wow, he defeated the aphorism, the stereotype. Wow, he defeated the aphorism. Next word, aphoristic. Marked by the use of few words to convey much information or meaning. Concise. Sometimes I have a battle amidst being aphoristic or being overly expressive. When I'm too aphoristic, I feel like I'm mad I didn't get to say all I wanted to say. But when I'm overly expressive, I'm mad because I feel like I'm overly explaining. So I like to find a balance between being aphoristic and not overly expressive. That's why I was deleting a lot of things, because when I felt like I was overly expressive, it defeated anything I was saying anymore. When you see 1,000 words across each square box, like I had to spread it out. That's why I started putting music out again, to air out the frustration through music. That's one of the reasons why. I also wanted to show bragging rights of what my abilities are linguistically with the English language. What I can do, what cool things I can do with the English language, whether acoustically or the verbal or the verbiose or both. But that's a battle between I have being overly expressive and too aphoristic, too concise and not conveying a lot of words. So I try to get a good balance between it. Next word, piece, for each one. You could say the boss likes to share his bread a piece between his fellow members. Likes to share a piece. Apish, using a mark by the use of something else as a basis or model. This is when it says lead by example. It says lead by example. Whoever leads by example is apish. It's something used as a mark, as an example, to either follow suit or do not follow. The man that hurt himself from jumping from track to track on the train station was apish to the rest of something to not do. Next word, aplomb. Evenness of emotions or temper. Equanimity. Aplomb. This is something that's very fascinating to think about, because we'll never know what goes on in the internal. We'll never know for each what goes on in the internal. Somebody could be smiling every day, and they could be the most evilest person, but they always be nice. Some people, well, obviously, if you being the evilest, you're showing you the evilest. Not always the case. Some will be showing the evilest, but in the inside, you don't know what's going on. The inside is always the inside. Uh, all we know, we go about is the outside. Um, as you can tell from me, just being around me, it's just don't get myself killed. Uh, don't snap. You can get the vibe. The vibes from me is don't snap. Don't get myself killed. Don't get myself hurt. Don't snap. Don't snap. Um, I can be beat. Um, so that's what the vibes you get from me. Um, I definitely can't be beat, defeated, or ended by anybody from anywhere at any time. So that's the vibes you get from me. Very angry, uh, very fiery, very ablaze, very ill-tempered, but you can get it. Just kind of, it's kind of transparent with me. I don't really act it out. If I was always smiling, uh, had some glasses, with a book, people would be like, he's a bookworm, he's a nerd. You wouldn't really get the vibe anymore that I'm just a angry person. One moment. Hopefully this record everything and doesn't blink out. I didn't even try it out, but so I said that to say aplomb. We never know what's going on the inside with evenness of temper or emotion. We never know. You only can go by from the outside. Um, and for instance, I sat on the train today and I seen a man. He was laughing at first. Then he looked from the outside. He had a hood on. He had his eyes closed. Obviously, he looked like he was a trade job worker because he had a bag that looked like for construction. But from the outside, he looked like he had his hands in his pockets. He was sitting there with his eyes closed, like he's not trying to snap neither. Not trying to snap. Not trying to snap. And from the outside, that was a plum to how my vibe is. Don't snap. Don't snap. Whatever you do, don't snap. Um, so that was an instance of a plum, of evenness, of temper and emotion. Next word, apologetic. Feeling sorrow for a wrong done when it's done. Apologetic. Feeling or showing anger. Oh no no no. Hold on. Let's start off apologetic. Feeling or showing when it's done. Uh, from a lack of understanding of what's even in emotion, what's even in a poem, from a lack of understanding. Um, Sometimes I have done wrong. Uh, it had to be apologetic, at least internally, for my wrongdoings. Um, the next word. I think this word is. I don't know how to pronounce this word, so I have to hear how it's pronounced.
Apoplectic.
Apoplectic. Apoplectic. Have a sentence before you apoplectic to grab a weapon and blast in seconds. Uh, Apoplectic. Feeling or showing anger. Angry. Uh, I like to have a balance between any type of showing of anger apoplectic, and also showing composure and manliness. I like to have a balance throughout the day uh, because they say anything in moderation is good. When it's overly extreme, is not good. Um, so I try my best to do the balance between when I'm gonna show the apoplectic side, when I'm gonna show the composed side. Have a balance between. Uh, that's it for today, folks. This is day 32 of the Stream of Consciousness. Um, I hope you have a nice, I hope you have a blessed, I hope you have a good, I hope you have a great day. Um, uh, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. That'll be after my doctor's appointment. Got a hepatitis shot. That'll be after my doctor's appointment. Um, I'll be here tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. I did good with my training for my other job. I start Thursday. That's the opening day for the Mets. And yeah, that'll be my resort for about a few hours before I get back here, my stationary home. I'll be stationary. Um, yeah, tomorrow will be day 33 of the Stream of Consciousness. But today was day 32. Um, peace out of peace. Salute. At ease.